Well, what's up, people? So, a lot of people want to know, how come you don't do a video every day? How come you're not on a schedule? Is it because you're a pothead? Is it because you can't get your goddamn thought processes going in the morning and you have a problem getting your synapses flowing? Actually, the news today is so much out there that sometimes I don't even know how to start. That's why, again, it's going to be one conscious, what's the word I'm looking for? One stream of consciousness when this new thing that we have going is going to happen. But as far as making a video right now, we are on the edge of Armageddon once again. So we didn't get that fade that we were looking for yesterday. We got a market that gapped up and went absolutely nowhere, grinding, perplexing, and destroying shorts along the way. And if what you saw, what was happening, if you were reading it between the lines, the market couldn't rally, it couldn't fall. All it was doing was scaring some shorts to cover, but we weren't really going anywhere. That meant today we were probably going to go back down. Hindsight, again, of course, is 2020. But you know what was happening out there. You had to know. We have this strife going on in Greece. And where did the flash crash come out of last year? Molotov cocktails started getting thrown. Next thing you know, Dow's down 1,000 points. So nobody wants to be long right now. We're getting closer to the weekend. We're on the edge right now. We're at that support level. We bounced off that support, and today we are scaring so many more people. All the shorts are now reloading. The fear is starting to come. Nobody wants to hold stocks over the weekend. It's only Wednesday. People are preparing themselves for the inevitability of what's going to happen. Now, I think we're going to go down. And still, again, the Qs are not even below where the nuclear holocaust lows is then. We are not there yet, people. We're nowhere. When the market starts to tank, you will know it. You will know it. When those Qs are breaking 54, when they're breaking 53.85, and Google's at 485, and all these IPOs are going to hell. Now, first of all, let's talk about the IPO, the big P. I'm very, very shocked that they were able to get that symbol. That's a status symbol as far as I'm concerned. Getting the one letter symbol on the New York Stock Exchange, an IPO. Now, normally, this would be something that I would enjoy. I would love to get involved in Pandora as far as a stock is concerned. If it was $2, I would have been all over this. $10, maybe. But opening it up over 20 and having it rally. Now here's where you gotta, going back to my theory about how the market has topped and why we should have been selling short and betting our lives on the short side. Because first of all, we had the momentum stocks that died. Then you had the fad stocks that got crushed, which is the Chinese internet. And then you have everybody trying to cash out with these IPOs. They know that the getting is good. You better get out while the getting's good, whatever the saying is. They know. Pandora is the next one. Now, as far as Pandora is concerned, really? Do you want to own stock in a company that, if you think about it, how can they possibly make money? Napster tried to do it. You got Views out there. You got all these, and there's tons of these streaming companies that you don't even know about. The underbelly of the record industry. There's so many places to get music from still. You just need to know where to go look. They're doing their best and shutting them all down. But with all the licensing and all the problems that a Pandora has to face, they are never going to make money. And the company will be obsolete because eventually somebody will come up with something. The record industries will have to collude one day and finally figure it out how to put music on the internet so they can make money. That's the bottom line. If they can't figure out how to make money off it, they're going to shut it down. Pandora to me is a free app. Hey, look at this thing. Okay, I got that for free. Now I'm playing music for free. The only thing that Pandora does to me is has alerted me to what Living Social is, because they play a Living Social ad every 5 minutes or every 5 songs. And again, I don't click on it. I don't care. It's free. Remember DivX? Remember when DivX was a big IPO? And I couldn't understand why this company would go IPO, because it's a free download, a free service. I use it for free. No one's asking me for any money. And I've never, ever had a problem with it using it for free. You know, sometimes a subscription will run out and you have to go re-up and you have to pay $2 or $3 for something, and you don't mind because you've been using this product for a while, it's worked well, and you want to upgrade, or you're going to have to not use it anymore, and you'll pay your $3 or $4. Never had that problem. Same thing. But right now, we got another stock just trying to get in there and get their money out of this market while the getting's good. So, and that's a clear sign that the market is weak. I mean, that's just the way I've seen it over the last 15 years. But more importantly, Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal. You heard about this news, right? Maybe I'm breaking something to you right now. But apparently, Shaquille O'Neal has a sex tape out there. And the story is that he hired 7, was it Bloods or Crips? I don't want to get that wrong. Okay, well, whichever it is, and I'm not making any gang signs right now. It could have been some Bloods, might have been some Crips, I'm not too sure. But he sent them over to the guy's house who had the tape. They basically pistol whipped the guy, took his watch, and the guy had $15,000 cash in his pocket, apparently, according to police reports. So that guy's probably really, really credible. I mean, because you got to roll with 15 large in your pocket at all times in LA. That's a status symbol. That's a thing you have to do. Crips it was. Thank you. Don't want to get that wrong. So he sent these guys to get the tape back. And not only did they get the tape, but they beat the shit out of the guy and took his cash and gold and some watches. And now it's going to come back. Now, it's blowing my mind in a lot of different ways. First of all, I like Shaquille O'Neal just a little bit more now. Because that's how you get things done. That's the Chicago way. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of your guys to the hospital, you send one of him to the morgue. That's the Chicago way. Shaquille O'Neal, baby, that's the ticket. Now, there is one thing about it I don't really like. Shaq, your movies, awful movies. You should have let that tape off. You should have let that tape out there because that movie would probably be something where we would have went and gotten seen. You know what I'm talking about? Because that would have spread like wildfire. Because we would have been comparing you to Tommy Lee over there. I mean, if you think about it, Tommy Lee's career was going that way. And then we saw that video. Next thing you know, Tommy Lee's back in the spotlight and hasn't faded from it since. So Shaq, as much as I appreciate going old school and getting your tape back, maybe you could have let it leak out there a little bit because I would have watched that. And again, I might have actually paid $10 for that one. And your movies. You know, other than, what was that basketball movie that he was in briefly? Blue Chips. Other than that, this could have been your claim. This could have been your movie. You could have got your movie career going again, you knucklehead. But more importantly, Shaquille for president. Because that's how you get things done. No ands, ifs, no red tape. Send your boys there. Get my tape back. And that's how we should have handled the economic crisis here in America. Because I just read an article about how the bankers are making 37% more on their salaries / bonuses. Now, first of all, there should have been a bunch of Shaquille groups running around from banker to banker and just knocking these knuckleheads out. Beating the shit out of these guys for what they did to America. All these NBA guys, these blue bloods, these guys that wouldn't give me a job because my resume said that I worked for Saturday Night Live.
Well, what could you provide for us working for Goldman Sachs if you're coming from the television industry?
I probably know more than all those guys. Bottom line is, we needed somebody to go around kicking the shit out of people. No more raises, no more bonuses, senseless violence. If the bankers and these white-collar criminals think that there's going to be some violence coming their way, they will think twice. And I know, you educated bunch out there, you think,
you can't speak like that. You're just talking unintelligently. You can't condone senseless violence. That's just not right.
Talking directly to you now. Wouldn't you think twice if 7 Crips were going to come to your house? Crips, right?
Crips.
7 Crips were going to come to your house and beat the living shit out of you if you put some of this bad paper out on the market? You'd think twice, right? Because you know what? One of these days, it's going to happen. And maybe I'll start that movement. I'll start the movement. The senseless, violent movement. Forget about slap parties. That's going too easy on these CEOs and these bankers that almost brought down America, the country that I love. That's just too easy. Senseless beatings, and we hang you up in the street like gangs in New York so we all get to mock you and throw tomatoes at your rotting corpse. Am I getting too angry?
Crawl the butcher.
Crawl the butcher. That's right. Maybe I am too angry. But you know what? When I see the market falling apart, as much as I enjoy when the market's going down because I still am relatively short right now, I think of the others. I think of society. I think of my children and your children. I don't want chaos in the street because I know as much as I enjoy chaos, I'll probably be the first one to get my head chopped off. Because I'll be leading the charge, next thing you know, the bullets are flying and I'm dead. And all that hoopla about riding steeds with swords and stuff, gone. As I get a bullet in my brain and people are stamping on my rotting corpse on the street into the cobblestone. So what does that leave me? Nowhere. The banks will be burning, the bullets will be flying, I won't be having any fun, I'll be dead, my family are wondering where I am. It won't work out for me. So, as much as I embrace the apocalypse, let's just push it forward. Can we push it just maybe 80, 90 more years from now? Maybe give us another 110-year run or something. But that's it. Shaquille O'Neal for president. And remember, the flash crash started in Greece. So if you're watching CNBC and you see Molotov cocktails, or we're coining a phrase, olive toff cocktails. If you don't get that joke, then it's just I'm too brainy for you with that one. It's just absurd. These IPOs, this market, we are finally, reality starting to set in. And when reality really slaps us in the face, the Qs are going to be at 49, and people are going to be running for cover, and then we'll start picking up the pieces. When the Pandoras and the LinkedIns and all these IPOs are back to their IPO price, maybe we'll nibble on those too. All right, Shaquille for president.